Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Chennai taking on Bangalore. Now, it's pretty obvious to say, Harsha, that Bangalore would probably start favourites, but Chennai will be hurting, and that maybe just will be their strength, their inner strength.
Yeah, I mean, Bangalore, most things right happening to Bangalore. Most important, Virat Kohli got runs. The one thing that's against them is sadly Harsha Bhogle is not going to be around for that game. It must be a terrible feeling. He's 32 years old. To lose a sister at that age is terrible. So he's not available for that game. That's the only minus. But otherwise, their bowling is looking pretty good. It could get affected tomorrow without Harsha Bhogle. Virat Kohli back in form. Glenn Maxwell is back playing again. So lots of nice things happening around that side. Faf as captain is doing a very good job, which you expected him to. Whereas Chennai, unlike Mumbai, look, Mumbai, even when they've lost, in a couple of games have had their moments. Chennai have never had their moments, except for that one game where they made 200 and lost, when Shivam Dube came and bowled over number 19. But I think Chennai are struggling big time. So if they can turn it round tomorrow against Bangalore, wow, it's some result.
But Michael, I mean, obviously our sympathies are with the family, but from a cricketing perspective, does that give Chennai just a little bit of a sniff? Because he's so impactful. Where he came on in the 7th over in the last game, otherwise generally in the back 10, who do they replace to give themselves that much of an impact? Let's have a look at the squad again.
Well, I'm not too sure who they'll replace him with, but he's a big loss, and thoughts with obviously all his family. You're looking at Maxwell. Maxwell comes in without any question. So Faf, Maxwell, then you've got Hasaranga, who's been fantastic. They may bring in, someone like Josh Hazelwood. Hazelwood could come in potentially. Berendorf, I'm not too sure. They might look at the Chennai or trying to look at the Chennai batting lineup to think how many left-handers, right-handers. If there's a lot of right-handers, Berendorf is very, very dangerous to the right-handers. He does get the ball shaping back in. We'll have to wait and see. I think Bangalore have just found something with Faf du Plessis. I just think he's a very, very smart person. He's good at communicating with everybody. So he'll make everyone feel absolutely welcome and wanted in the side. Even when they're not in the side, I think he'll be putting his arm around players and making sure that they're keeping themselves upbeat. Virat scoring runs in the last game was crucial. Virat, we know how great a player he is, and he gets on a roll. He can turn up and beat any team on his own, but I would have them still as favourites. Even no Harsha Bhogle, I still think they're playing so well. And Chennai, I don't know what it is. I mean, MS Dhoni's a genius. He's passed on the mantle just at the right time.
Before we go to Chennai, Harsha, the only thing about getting in a Berendorf or a Hazelwood is that if Willie continues to play, they don't have that.
What they'll have to do is
they'd have to go.
They lose Harsha Bhogle, they're losing 4 overs, so they need 4 overs coming in. So I don't know if Hazelwood is now available. So because they're only using Willie for 2 overs. One option is to do a straight swap, get Siddharth Kaul in for Harsha Bhogle. But if they want 4 overs, then they'll probably get Hazelwood in for Willie and Siddharth Kaul in for Harsha Bhogle.
Yeah.
That could be one option. Otherwise, they'll just say, look, David Willie, you've done nothing wrong. I know you've bowled 2 overs. We'll give you 3 tomorrow. But you've done a good job. He's always gone 2 overs under 10. He's bowled well in the power play. So they might well tell him, you stay on in the power play. We bat you anywhere we want. Our batting's much deeper. And we'll just get Siddharth Kaul in for Harsha Bhogle. In any case, we've got about 24, 25 overs on the park. So they'll be okay.
Yeah, 2 overs for 8, didn't bowl again, David Willie, the last time around. But let's look at the opposition. The men in yellow, captained with their new captain. We've already, I think, had many discussions on the captaincy of Jadeja, but now it's up to the players to deliver out there. Just looking at a possible combination, looking at this opposition, looking at the possible firepower that will come at them, does that change plans at all? Or does the fact that they're 0-4 means they throw in somebody else in the deep end?
Oh, I reckon we'll see changes. When you're losing, you just keep changing to try and find that formation that just gets you that first win. Faf du Plessis, I think, is a huge loss to Chennai. Lord Thakur, I just think, high class. They've just not got the squad that you've seen in recent times, where you look at them and think, they're going to be that right there at the back end. MS Dhoni's a year older. He's not the captain anymore. We know the influence that he has as the leader. Just turning up, I'm sure he used to send shivers down the opposing players by just being behind them as the leader, where he's not there anymore leading. He's passed the mantle on. And it will take time. When you've been such a great franchise with one captain who's had so much success, there's bound to be a bit of a downtime. There's bound to be a year, maybe a couple of years for them to just regenerate the side and try and bring in a few younger players and a few different combinations. So it doesn't surprise me that Chennai have struggled this year with the changes, with a bit of the quality that they're missing. I didn't think they had the greatest auction. Of all the time, I didn't think they were smart enough in the auction. It was almost as if, we're Chennai, we know what we're doing. I didn't think they had a great auction. I think it might be a season where they'll just have to find out about a few combinations and a few players to try and get some kind of momentum into next year. I don't see them competing this year at all with that squad.
Yeah, fair enough.
They don't have too many options.
Exactly.
You put that list up. It's not that the bench is crying out to play, so they don't have too many options in the bench. They've got to find ways of playing pretty much with this side, because Chahar is not back for a while. I mean, you've got Dwayne Pretorius, who had a couple of really good games, but you're playing Chris Jordan and you're playing Dwayne Bravo. So what did they do last time? They played another overseas.
They got Tikshana in.
They played only 3, I think.
No, they're Tikshana.
Yeah, they brought Tikshana in. Yeah, they brought Tikshana in. They desperately need that Ruturaj Gaikwad to get going. You see, look, Robin Uthappa is a very good player, but Robin Uthappa is in the evening of his career. Ambati Rayudu is in the evening of his career. So they need someone to say, right, I'm here, I'm going to control the cricket. And that's got to be either Moeen Ali or Ruturaj Gaikwad. And I think Gaikwad from the top of the order, if he can do that, then that's fantastic. Because I think the brief given to Uthappa is you go for it. And if Uthappa gives you 20 of 10, if he gives you 25 or 15, that's pretty good. But they need someone like a Gaikwad to get going. On paper, they bat very deep, Gautam. But do they really bat deep? And I think that is something you must ask. In a run chase where you need 45 of 29 balls, can MS do it anymore? So on paper, it looks deep with Bravo and Jordan batting 8 and 9. But in reality, are they actually batting deep? And that's something I'm not convinced about.